I'm Beatriz.
Hi, I'm Guilherme.
And today we're going to talk about how is living in Portugal during the pandemic. So, how do you think Portugal is handling this pandemic? We've been here since the beginning of the pandemic.
Yes, in the beginning, Portugal was handling very well. The cases were very low, and Portugal was worldly being really complimented by other nations of how it was dealing with the pandemic. But last year, after August or July, that it was when they opened the schools because when the year starts, right? Or
the year starts in September, so after September, things started to change here.
The cases started to increase, and it was very scary. People were not even having more ICU beds, so they had to go to Spain or the countries closed. And for us, it was very shocking because we saw that Portugal was going very well, and we could see how Spain and Italy were handling things, and they were with many cases. And then we thought that Portugal was not going to be like that, but after it opened, they ended up like that.
In the beginning, we felt really safe, especially looking at the news of Spain, France, all around us. There were a lot of cases and they were in a difficult situation, and Portugal's handling really well. They had a lockdown pretty early in the beginning of the pandemic, so we felt relatively safe. But then after the schools opened in September and the winter started, not winter, but around fall, things started to get bad, and then they closed again, and now we are in our probably third lockdown. In the summer, everything was open, working normally, only that we had to wear masks, but everything else was really good. But now everything is closed again until the end of this month, probably, or more.
And then now that we are in a lockdown again, the cases decreased. So that's a very good news, and we feel more safe here, especially comparing to Brazil, where we were.
One thing that I think is important, if you're also an expat living here, is about registering your number in the health clinic so you have access to the vaccine when the time comes. So what we have done, we already had our residence card, but I don't think even you need the residence card. If you are in Portugal, you can go to a health clinic with your passport and other documents and ask for a número de utente. We're gonna write here. That's a number that gives access to the public health in Portugal, and you need this number in order to get the vaccine when it comes as well.
We are now in the second phase of vaccination, and Portugal has a very interesting app when you can put your data there, and they give you a date for when is going to be your vaccination. So, for example, as we are 26. Our phase is going to be the third one, so we're going to start in April. If you have your número de utente, that's very important because they are going to send you a message to your phone number, and probably as well an email when you need to go to a health clinic to receive the vaccine.
Yeah, because many people have the visa and then they have the cards and they forget about the health situation. So we have access to public health here, and now in COVID times it's important to know that we have access also to the vaccine, and it's going to be free. In order to do that, you need to have this number, so if you don't have it, do it as soon as possible, so when the time comes you are able to get the vaccine. And after the situation is better, you're going to be able to travel as well, because Portugal and other countries are going to ask for a vaccination passport. So you need to have a document saying that you've been vaccinated before you travel to or from Portugal.
Some people come here to Portugal, they are worried only with the residence card. But when you get a residence card, you are like any other citizen. So you have access to public health, and that's very important for you to search about your rights and why you want it. You can have. And now on the day that we are recording this video in March, things are going pretty well with Portugal. The numbers of cases decreased, and little by little we are reopening the country.
Yeah, so the first phase now, that's gonna be the next week, they're gonna open the schools and kindergartens again, but only for younger children, so universities will remain closed for some time. Restaurants and stores are still closed. Only stores that are bigger than 200 square meters and they have a door to outside, they can open, so stores at the mall cannot open for now. The second phase is gonna be after Easter. They're gonna start opening restaurants, but only for 4 people at a time, and with limited times as well, and some stores will open. And in the last phase is gonna be only in May, so in May everything will open, like the gyms and other stores and all the restaurants. But still there are some limitations on holidays. They are closing sometimes on the weekend, they close everything at 1, and during the week, depending on the store or restaurant, is closing at 7. So it's still limited, but they are planning to open little by little and see if this time we don't have to close everything again.
Yes. Now we can't go from one neighborhood to another, is what they call conselhos, on the weekends, for example. So even if some stores or restaurants open, we can't go to another neighborhood. So even though you are in Porto district, we can't go downtown because of the neighborhoods are closed. So we can't pass through the neighborhoods that we need to in order to arrive in the downtown. So things are like this now, but little by little they are getting better, and probably soon things are going to be to come back as usual, as normal.
And also if you're coming from other country right now, some people are planning to move to Portugal right now. It's not the best moment, at least these months. The airports are closed for people that don't have residency, even people that have visas. But if you have a visa and you have to wait for when they open for visas, now it's only people that have residency or citizenship and they are returning to Portugal, not people that are planning to move for the first time here. So only if you have a European citizenship or a Portuguese residency, you can come here right now. And I don't know when they're gonna open for tourists and visas again. Probably in the end of May, because the plan is to finish completely the lockdown and have everything back to normal by May. So that's it. If you have any questions about the lockdown and coming to Portugal at this moment, or what do you need to do if you're planning to go to Portugal once it's open, send us a message or leave a comment down below. See you!
Everybody stay safe.